Little song. Thank you for shaping my life. Thank you for teaching me all you can. You are no ordinary man, no, no, no. You make me everything I am. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for showing me the way. And thank you for being there when I need you. Thank you for every single day. Now I've been blessed with a son of my own. Got my own bedtime stories to tell. If I can raise him half as well as you raised me, yes, I'll be given free will. Thank you for your guiding hand. Making my dreams come true. You're an extraordinary man, and I hope you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for showing me good from bad. I guess I'm only really trying to say thank you for being my dad. Even though the years slipped away, I never took the time just to say I love you and I always have. And thank you for being
Welcome everybody, and thank you all on behalf of the family for coming here today to share your love and your memories of this amazing man, Karl DAMASCHKE. It's a bit of a hard one for me today too, because Tom was my brother-in-law for quite a few years, and of course I'm the auntie to Kenny and Ambi. So I'm going to do my very best to keep it together. Okay, so firstly we're going to start with acknowledgement of country, and Sarah Dixon is going to come up and do that before we get the proceedings going. Thank you.
DAMASCKE. I feel very honoured to stand here today and give a welcoming and acknowledgement of Gabelli country to our dear friend and colleague Tom. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Gabelli people, and pay my respects to the elders past and present and those emerging, as well as acknowledge the continued cultural and spiritual connection to the lands and water. To all those who have travelled here today to come together to pay tribute to the celebration of Tom's life, welcome to Gabelli country. Thank you.
So, with our sadness, we're going to look deep inside and we're going to find so many happy memories of Tom, because that's what it's about today, celebrating this man's amazing life. I'll give you this one thought to keep. I am with you still, I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glint on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you're waking in the morning's hush, I am the sweet, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not think of me as gone. I am with you still in each new dawn. Friends, we've come together today because we love Tom as a father, a brother, a partner, an uncle, a poppy, and a friend. Here we will mourn him leaving us, honour his life and death, and reverently farewell his body and comfort each other. We come believing that all human life is valuable and that the truth and integrity and hopefulness which resides in each one of us lives on. We come believing that Tom's life, which we will celebrate today and for which we now experience great loss, is joined in the eternal continuum of human endeavour, stretching into the past and into the future. Tom's life was lived in its uniqueness with us and now has passed into the ultimate community of human existence. The gift and graces which Tom offered are never lost to us. The creativity which Tom brought to us in his relationship lies now within our own lives and travels into the future with us. Our lives are more beautiful because we lived with him. We love Tom as a partner, father, uncle, a father-in-law, a poppy, and a colleague and a friend. A wonderful man who has not only shared your life, your love, your dreams and your friendship, but has also enriched it with his presence. Tom was a much-loved eldest son of Erhard and Charlotte, which are both deceased. Beloved brother of Andy and Lou, cherished partner of Mel, devoted dad of Mark and Jess, Bianca and Tim, Brooke and... oh, got another Tim, Brooke and Tim, what I typoed, Kenny and Meg, Amber and Jessie, Danica, Jarian, Kaylee, and many, many others who loved him as his own. And of course, all of us who are here today. The event of death has a way of uniting us in a way that perhaps no other human experience does. It reminds us of the fragility of our relationships. It reminds us of the special and unique way in which we relate to those people who cross our pathways in life. It is time like this that we think, too, of the great debt we owe to the past, to all the men and women who have gone before us, and how each of them have contributed something great or small to the benefit of mankind as a whole. Their workers not only benefit others in their own time, but also for future generations. They are a special part of our family tree. They provide a link with our past and with the past of our parents, our uncles and aunts and our grandparents, people that we may have never known. They represent the history and survival of family and provide a feeling of permanence in an ever-changing world. I believe that reflecting on our past and our history brings knowledge, comfort and a sense of identity. Though this is a very sad occasion, in it there can also be a depth of joy that brings wisdom and strength. So let us turn now to remember with love and gratitude the life of Tom. Each of you have your own personal memories, the impact of his life on yours. Let me lead your thoughts as we recall just a tiny bit of Tom's life. And we're going to start with a clip of Baudelaire Vet. Some of us may have seen that before. It's well worth a look.
What the hell is it? And it's a marble egg. A marble egg, yeah. Piper was just doing what Pipers do, and looking for meals. So he's come over here, looked for a few eggs, then found the monologue. Trying to get money for him. The one that really makes sense to me, Rocky. Just because he's obviously got a fight in his hands. So anyways, there's a lot of joking around, but medically, this is quite serious. I would hope that this python may have even had a chance of regurgitating his head back up, but now looking at where it's lodged, it's just too far down. Even with all the great forceful digestion that you guys had, all the enzymes, you can't break down marble. My feeling is it's going to be really hard to avoid surgery here because they can't get out any other way. And if it was to stay there, it's going to block up his digestion, it's going to cause a lot of pain, and it will eventually kill him. Try gently.
Tom, from the Westfield Advisors, has arranged for Rocky the Python to be x-rayed at a local vet hospital.
Pretty good condition. This is really you can see that one up there. Well, it's not good. So, too small, one large. I'm not big enough to prove it. And it's probably pressing on his skin and all of his intestines, going probably a bit more than I hope it will be. So this is now probably a bit bigger than we thought. Snakes have a habit of twisting under anaesthetic. The way to prevent twisting is taken to the board. The test will be whether it'll fit on the incision. The treatment you use, it's going to be just like incision to remove something that is stuck in you.
Chris has finally seen the marble egg that's landed Rocky in so much trouble.
The good chicken nose is hard to pass an egg, so this is going to be a little bit tricky to try. One marble egg with that pattern with a beautiful zebra featured on the front. This is the last stitch.
It's now 3 hours since the surgery finished, and the python still hasn't woken up. And then the sign everyone has been hoping for.
Is this starting to feel like it's happening out? So the first signs of real life here. One, just like this little snake. It's still a little bit green. Feels great. And one slightly used decorative marble egg. That's remarkable. But tonight, I'm really excited with that. That's perfect or not. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Cheers. Don? Right, Kristen, hey, hang on. Oh, yeah, good to see you. I'm done with the smoke, okay? That's how I understand it.
It's been less than 24 hours since Chris removed this marble egg from Rocky. Without emergency surgery, the python would have died.
But no, I'm really happy with how that looks. As far as the quote. He's been fantastic. He's had more sleep than I've had in a long time.
Karl is almost complete. There's just one last matter to attend to.
Oh, that's it, right?
Yeah.
It looks a bit different. What did you think it was for?
I think it was orange.
It was orange before.
It is quite different.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
As much as it pains me to say, that was right. I don't think I ever see a snake with that sort of problem ever again.
I've ever seen Tom. And I thought Tom was tall, but he's not quite as tall as... Do you know Chris? Yeah. That was great. Okay, so now we might have a tribute from another snake man. I was going to say Steve Irwin, but I got that quite a little bit wrong too. Steve McEwen from Reptile World. He's going to come up and share some stories about Tom.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I don't know about you guys, but the most important thing which I think you should have noticed on that video was where Tom's neck was kinked over underneath that corrugated wall. He's a lot taller than Dr. Chris. Dr. Chris is standing up. He was a big man. I'd like to thank everybody for coming, of course, and Tom was here, big thank you too. I was asked by Tom's wonderful family to just mention a few things about Tom and Tom's and my friendship, and it all related to reptiles. I'll just tell you a little bit about what happened this morning. It took me about 4 days to write this. There was a lot to write about Tom. Every time I wrote something down, there was something more to write. I thought, where's this going to stop? I finally got to about 9 pages. My wife said, just make it just short and sweet. Well, when it comes to Tom, you can't make it short and sweet. This morning, I thought I'd get to work early, take people and the dog for a walk, and then go to work and print out all the pages. I was pretty well organised, so I didn't want to muck it being unorganised. Tom was always organised, and thought I'd show him how to do too. Well, I work at the Big Banana, got a reptile centre there, and the hills behind the Big Banana, my dog loved going for walks in the morning. I used to go walking too until my knees started to play up on me and I jogged out instead, keep it running around. I've been walked there about half a dozen times now, and my son Matt, who's here today, has pulled me out on most of those occasions. This morning was no different. I wasn't thinking at all, I was just thinking about today. And I got bogged in exactly the same place I was bogged in 2 weeks ago. But it was raining, it was windy, you might remember that. So I was thinking, okay. I went back. When I rang him, it was that time in the morning. He said, "Where are you?" The same place as 2 weeks ago. Said, "I've just got to call in McDonald's on the way and grab some food. I'll see you soon." I said, "Well, I'll meet you up at the stand." So I went walking up the hill, and I had a USB in my pocket, which was what I was going to take my talk on it. And when I got back to the reptile centre, I looked in my pocket. There was no USB. I had no idea about why I lost it, because as I'm walking through some trees trying to shelter from the rain, I put my hand in the pocket and went, "Oh, it's still there." And most of when I pulled my hand back out, it's come out with it. So I put on a raincoat and went back up there to have a look. Little black USB about that big in amongst all the bush that I walked through. I don't think I was going to find it. Everything was dark, everything was black. So I went back to the reptile centre. Matt came to work. He said, "Let's go up and have another look." So I went up and had another look. I couldn't find it at all. So Matt thought, "Oh, I'll go on the computer at home." I said, "I don't think so. I deleted it." Because I had it on the USB. So anyway, we went back home, we tried to get into the computer, couldn't find it. So I said, "That's all right, I'll just go back and I'll write in point form." So that's something to follow. I went back and I started writing point form, people started coming to our centre, things were happening, and I was getting very nervous about having this thing ready for today. I said to Matt, "I've got to go for one more look." The sun was out. So we went for a look, went for about 20 minutes, and that's how I found it. And, so we got back to the centre, and I printed it out, and I thought, there's still not enough. So I thought, well, there must have meant to be. To just talk about Tom as if I would without paper. Just do it from the gut, the heart, and my memory. I'll use it just to pick up a few things that I can elaborate on. But I first met Tom about 20 years ago at a basic lizard, turtle, and frog course that I was holding at my place for wires. About a dozen people attended this course, but there was one person that stood out and actually all the course at this time. Biggest man I've ever seen. He was literally twice the man I was. At 140 kilos and I was 70, so he was twice the man. And I can imagine he had enough to go home with him too. Not far away. As we proceeded with the course, of course, Tom couldn't help. He had to ask questions. He was that kind of guy, he was really inquisitive, wanted to know. And he asked question after question. Actually, I think you were there, Kenny. You would have only been about 10. You would have been only there. Oh, wow, that just came through. Anyway, he'll vouch for his because remember, his dad had such a deep, roaring voice. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean to be loud. That was just Tom coming in the territory. You know, this guy's really into it. That's great. We've got someone who's probably going to stick with us because the low members join and then it gets too hard for them and they get burned out and they leave it. I thought, no, it's good old nurture, Tom. Because I need it. Not only as a carer for reptiles, but as a bodyguard too. Meet my new friend. Anyway, I ended up naming him Big Tom. Big Tom. And he called me his little buddy. I loved it. Loved it. So he'd bring me occasionally and say, "Hey, it's Big Tom here, little buddy." I said, "G'day, Big Tom. What do you want?" He goes, "Oh, I've got something I want you to see." He just got so excited with everything. Big Tom, listen. He said, "Bring it down. What do you reckon? What do you reckon we should do it, okay?" So I did. I nurtured him for a while, but that didn't take long for him to know what to do with things, and I didn't hear from him as often. So every second day, or he'd just pop in, unannounced, which, looking back on I missed. And I one time did the venomous snake handling course. There's actually quite a few people who helped to run that course now from Wires. Some people travelled pretty far to come here today. And Tom travelled pretty far to go to the courses too, because he actually became a trainer himself. And a great trainer too with that. Made great friends in Wires. And so I did the venomous handling course and couldn't wait to ring me on the way home from the course on the Sunday afternoon. I said, hey, I just did the course. So it's great, how was it? I said, oh mate, unreal, I learned so much, I saw so many species of snakes and the beauties. And great, it's going to be a real asset. A couple of days later, he said, I'm bringing a snake in. Is that okay? It's a brown snake, it's a brown snake, and it's tangled in metal. Now in the wider town, of course, you taught to handle the snake by the cover so they could put it in the bag. But this was the different thing, you had to get a lot closer to the body because it was all tangled in metal. He said, could you help me? I said, sure. So he came around, and I remember before he came around, Jeff, my wife, said, when you finish putting dinner on, don't gas bag. So okay, I'll put in dinner on, and Matt, who will vouch for me, Mum says dinner's on, you get to dinner. Or not worse than anybody else. Actually, and take it in. Anyway, we got into it. About 20 minutes later, we worked our way down. Tom was holding the body of the snake. Worked our way cutting the netting. And by the way, Ken, thanks for being a big pair of scissors the other day to cut that black snake out. I asked Tom if he could bring a pair of scissors. I said, just bring some pointy scissors. Tom was holding the body and I'm cutting away the snake. We got to the last bit of netting, which was near the head. So I'm about to cut the last bit. And I cut it, and then the snake was free. It sprung up to grab the hand that was holding it, which wasn't mine, it was something huge. I jumped away. And Tom, incredible reflexes for a man so big, just let go of the snake. And that's racing towards his car. And he looked at me, and the snake. And Deb called out, dinner's ready! Tom, I look at dinner, mate. He looked at me and said, come on, mate, I've never done this in real life. I went inside, dinner, Deb was very impressed that I was in there straight away. It was in the good books. And I know Tom secured the snake very safely. He became an expert first year. In how to bite venomous snake. Had a few bites from non-venomous ones, and I helped with a few of those, just for a bit of fun, and then I'd say, okay, Tom, just get some blood. Over the years, Tom told many, many people I know about this story, about the situation I put him in. He even told me a couple of dozen times. Not that I was there. And each time it just got better and better. Remember that time, little buddy, when you just let that brown fluke go? Yeah, I do, Tommy, keep in mind. Doing this snake catching stories. When Tom told me about one of his rescues, be prepared to listen. Because he was just so, I don't know, precise about everything that happened. As if you believe. You know? Couldn't get a word in. We all know what that was like, don't we? How good was he? I remember a while back Tom did a count of all the rescues that he had done. Now, this was a while back, by the way. 1,500. Now I believe, I'm not too sure, maybe some people from Wise could tell me if it's right or not, but I think that's more than anybody has ever done in Wise or more than what we do. They were the ones that were recorded, by the way. There were so many. Tom would go there for a rescue through Wise and he'd say, well, thanks for ringing me. You'd go, all right. What do you want to think? That was a snake. But he was so happy that they had run him to save the animal. Otherwise, most people, we know most people do. He would never mention that to Tom, that he would not help himself. He used to give his phone numbers out to everybody. He'd say, oh, just ring me if you go and I'll come get it. It was no, it's going to get serious. It's like water off a duck's back. So I don't know how many calls he actually did. There's a lot more than 1,500. He lived in Army Glen. And of course, Glen Karamba, Glen Ray, Barangi, they all knew the snake man. This big Tom. I'd go to the shops, Karamba, on the way back from somewhere. I said, oh yeah, Tom, the snake man was just in, mate. So yeah, don't be right. He said, yeah, he'd just been on his way to a call. They don't be right. He never stopped. Never stopped. Think about the number of phone calls that he must have made. This is another thing. Look at all those rescues and then think they had phone calls to go with them too. Those many phone calls he must have made and received. On top of that, the amount of time that he spent talking to people, consoling people. When someone rings up about a snake, he's not saying, oh, mate, look, I've got this stuff and found a snake in my backyard. They're screaming down the phone, they want you there yesterday. So he was so good at consoling people and saying, it's okay, we'll sort that out. And he did. Last season, there were 3 brown snakes. We got the calls, he got the calls, and we talked to each other, and he said, look, I'll talk to you about it. You're busy. He said he wasn't. He said, I'll do it. They're in people's yards. They were female brown snakes that were going to lay their eggs. So Tom thought, well, I better get these snakes before they lay their eggs. Otherwise, I'm going to be called there another $20 and exaggerated. So Tom went and caught 3 brown snakes that were full of eggs. He dropped them off at work. They were attached to that. There was actually a photo of Tom on their post. I was going to keep a male baby and grow it up. A male I was hoping for, so I kept 3 for a little bit, and now I sexed them. I was going to call one Tom Brown. They were all females. So I had to let them go. So get your male, mate, no male after you. Remember one time Tom was coming to my place straight after work. He'd working in Campsie. He used to travel, he'd go at 5 o'clock, off to Campsie, on the way back. He'd have snake calls lined up. The dad said, Belgian on the way. He told him the car, said he'd be up to Woolgoolda and then halfway Creek before he went home. He got home at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And then at 5 o'clock the next morning, I probably had a call or 2 lined up to go to work. Amazing. He had so much energy for a big man. I looked up to him virtually, of course. I love his smile. I was always worried that he was going to burn out. Couldn't stop him. Couldn't stop him. He loved it. He had so much energy. He loved helping people, but in particular, he loved helping great guys. Always the underdog he loved. Wise has been such a huge part of his life. About 3 years ago, we went over. And Adam, who works at that table this morning, he said, have you heard from Tom? No, no. I said, she's not in that time. Haven't heard from him. People were ringing up saying that there's one of them, Tom. What can I do? About a month or so passed. He came in, a big smile on his face. He said, I really love you. That's where you've been. He smiled at us and said, yeah, I'm sorry about that. So I got me all the calls. Said, it's all right. Adam and I sorted that out. You keep having fun. And he was. And 1 year he was paying his life as well. Last 3 years. I met you a couple of times, but I told him I would sit on you. I'm going to miss your phone calls and your text messages, Tom. I'm going to miss you calling me at work or home unannounced. I miss your huge presence. I miss your powerful voice. I miss your handshakes, even though you trust me and enjoy it. But I try this now. I miss your reassuring smile. I miss your cuddles. Yes, Tom and I cuddle. To me it was like cuddling a big bear, but then cuddling was like a little rag doll. I miss one of your sayings. Whenever he came in, I spoke to him on the phone, I'd say, how you going, Big Tom? He'd say, oh, God, little buddy, don't you worry about me. It was always about you, not about him. Always. Always. Never up until the last night that I saw him before he passed away. He was fighting all the way. Not once did he complain. Not once. Always thinking about everybody. Don't worry, I'll get over this. He was talking to Brooke on the phone. I walked out of the room. What did he say to Brookie? Don't worry. She'll be right. I'll go through this. He was already really happy. Big Tom, Big Tom, everybody's going to miss you. Thank you for doing that thing. The other day I got a call from someone who said they couldn't find you. They had a snake. I told them that you weren't here anymore. I didn't have a name, but they started crying. Another person called me and they said they had a snake. Would you come and get it? I said, yeah. I said, well, Big Tom normally would. So, Tom, I went and got one for you. You can add this to the list, though. Take that one with you. Look at that. See what went there, just settled on. See you, Tom. Thanks again for doing this one.
Thanks, Steve. I had a bit of a thought. You know the Queen's passed away. Tom's got her covered if she has trouble with the snakes. Been straight down there to sort her out. I just want to touch on this beautiful picture behind us of Mel and Tom, and I want to just share quickly a little story about 3 years ago. I went up for Andy's dinner and Tom was there, this beautiful lady. And wasn't he glowing? He had found some loving, and you could just see in his presence. He was standing taller, if that was possible, shoulders were more back, and he was a very proud man. And that filled my heart with so much joy to know that he had found love again. So now, thank you for giving him that. Now we're going to move on to Gary Heskett. He's the president of the Retired Police Officers Association. And he's going to come up and share some more stories about this amazing big man that we all love so much.
Thank you very much. My name is Gary Heskett. I'm the President Secretary of the Retired and former police here in Coffs Harbour. On behalf of all my members and current police as well, we pass on our deepest sympathy, our sincere condolences for the passing of Tom. Senior Constable Thomas Karl DAMASCHKE. A lot of people couldn't say that word. He had a nickname, DAMASCHKE. Ironically enough, when I finally got his service history, lo and behold, he was out of my class. We graduated together, but we were broken up in different groups. And I just happened to have found in an old trunk a souvenir of our passing out parade at the academy, and he's in that first photograph there. Okay, today they do it a lot more smartly with colour photographs, but that was what it's like in our day. So I'll hand that over to you guys for something to pleasure and keep. Thomas Karl DAMASCHKE, registered number 18392. He joined the New South Wales Police on the 25th of September 1978. He completed his tour of duty, as I like to say, on the 16th of December 1993. Probably very good reasons why he did. His employment history during that time was, on the 25th of September in 78, along with me, he was a trainee. On the 11th of December 78, he became attested as a probationary constable. In our day, you go away for a year, and then you come back for your secondary education and police training. So on the 11th of December 1979, he then was attested as a constable. In our day, it was 5 years to make constable first class, as it is different now. And on the 11th of December 1983, he attested to constable first class, having passed his examinations. On the 11th of December 1987, which is 9 years later, he became a senior constable. His transfer history, on the 25th of September 1978, he was at the Police Academy doing trainee duties. On the 12th of December 1978, he got posted to number 33 Division, Castle Hill, doing general duties. On the 29th of April 1979, he was still in number 33 Division and went to Windsor, again doing general duties. On the 27th of February 1981, he ended up in Dubbo Police Station, again doing general duties. He got a bit of a liking for the forensic work, the scientific. And on the 11th of February 1985, he got himself into the Dubbo Crime Scene section, doing technical duties. On the 30th of November 1986, He transferred to Coffs Harbour and became part of the Coffs Harbour crime scene, again on his technical duties. On the 1st of July 1991, he was in the Major Crime Squad North, again doing technical duties. And on the 30th of June 1993, he was part of the Coffs Harbour Physical Evidence team, technical duties. I would suspect he should have had other awards, but I've only got the one award history here, which was on the 2nd of February 1995. He was awarded the National Medal. I just spoke to a mate of mine today, Doug Tyser. Doug was here for about 5 years as a scientific man, and I said, just give me your inner feelings, Doug, what it was like. And he said, well, mate, I was sort of left on my own. Any crime scene, digging up bodies, doing all the nasty stuff, that's what a forensic police officer does. Usually it takes 5 years to be recognised as a detective in the crime scene. I said, so Doug, in your 6 years, where did you go? He said, the same places as Tom went. They patrolled from Taree to New England, covering Armidale, Lenners, Inverell, and to, I'm trying to think of the other place, it was Armidale as well. So he grafted the Taree to Armidale, a huge area, on his own. And where's them out? You're doing the workload of 3 men. A lot of people don't understand what you're doing. Very little help. And of course later on, he became a snake expert when he went to jail. The lack of understanding of the job, particularly in forensic work, leads to trauma and memories. One cannot come away from seeing death, destruction and such carnage without being touched by the grief, the slaughter and the tragedy yourself. It would be impossible to gauge the effects of an incident, 2 major bus crashes. October 1989, Tom was called to the Cowper with a big bus crash with a semi-trailer. The bloke was found out to have the driver had amphetamines. Not unusual for truck drivers. Openers and unheard. Killed 21 people and injured 22. It's a big job. Big job for anybody. But when you're a lone scientific officer, it becomes very difficult. I know when Doug Tyser was in the job, he screamed and screamed to get help. He was on his own, and as a result, they finally gave him 2 people to do some fingerprinting. But one has now passed away, and they sent the other bloke somewhere else. If you think that wasn't enough, then on the 22nd of December that same year, he gets a 5 bucket job. 35 killed, 41 injured. As the forensic. To submit the forensic evidence in court. Think about that for a minute. Could I ask you all to stand? As the sun surely sets, dawn we see it rise. For service above self demands its own price. You have fought the good fight, life's race has been run, and peace your reward for eternity begun. And we that are left shall never forget. Rest in peace, friend and foe, for the sun is now set. We will remember him. Hasten the dawn. Take a seat, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Gary, very much. Now we have the representative from Juvenile Justice to come up and speak, please. And that's Sarah again.
I'll first start by saying and confirming that, yes, Steve, Tom did do snake rescues as he made his way down to Kempsey, and we know this because we found them in the storerooms. And it's great to see when you go first to camp from the station room. Tom was a significant part of youth justice, juvenile justice family. He worked with us for over 20 years and was most famous for his reptile programs with the young people he worked with. I just have to say the faces of the young people when they saw Tom coming along to show off a piper or two was priceless. I think it was a mixture of curiosity, amazement and downright horror. They absolutely loved it, and no doubt Tom did too. Tom had a magnetic presence and touched the hearts of the young people he worked with and his colleagues. He had a strong and powerful reputation with magistrates and the court staff, and advocated for what he believed in and stood proud to make things right. In Tom's roles, he worked with many communities, and as we all know, he just fit in anywhere with everyone he met, and he could strike up a conversation with anyone and soon became a trusted confidant. Working with Tom was an absolute pleasure. He was always there to lend a helping hand, someone to talk to, someone to have a laugh with, and his work family, described him as the guy who had your back, who was caring, nothing short of a top bloke, and a strong protector of his colleagues and friends. I just want to add, in the time we knew Tom, we saw him at his happiest when he spoke with beautiful children, and all the achievements that they had, and his love for his angel now. Now, I feel we're a part of yours in Tom's romance story. He spoke of you with such admiration, and you could tell he had fallen in love when we started to see the change in his wardrobe. Going from his blue collar to the bright colourful shirts. They just matched perfectly with his personality, and we all enjoyed waiting to see what he walked through the door in. Tom, you made a significant contribution to youth justice, and the difference you made to everyone you met is something to be very proud of and something we will never forget. And I can only hope that we will continue with the legacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Oh, goodness me, Tommy boy, we're going to miss you so much. Speaking of snakes, quickly, Christmas time, Tom would pop down to Urunga when we were down there and come for lunch. Bring his snakes with him. So, of course, at first we'd all be going, oh, God, Tom, all right. And by the time he left us, we had him wrapped around us and we were touching him and we were getting right into the swing of snake life. Thank you for that, Tom. I still don't want to pick one up when I see one at my house, though. Maybe one day, not just yet. Next, we're going to have Tom's eldest child, his eldest daughter, the first love of his life, Brooke DAMASCHKE, and she's going to come up and share some stories about her dad.
And I'd really like to say first a big thank you to Steve, Gary and Sarah. It's really nice hearing stories about that. It's It's been a bittersweet journey reflecting on memories and photographs in preparation for today. From the childhood memories and how Dad made best pancakes, to how long it took Dad to catch on when we announced our pregnancy. It really wasn't his finest police work that day. He was a natural with our eldest Conan, and it was so wonderful to witness. Our daughter Aurora made him work hard for her affections, but it paid off in the end, and I'll always remember how much his face lit up while interacting with each of them right up until the last time that we spoke. Well, it's impossible to reflect on these memories without acknowledging that Dad won't be in the photos for the special memories ahead. There is a really special part of him that will be present for all those moments. And that's what I'd like to focus on today. For as long as I can remember, Dad would frequently show us and tell us how much he loved us. He'd say it so often. I remember when I was young, I thought it was a bit unusual how often he would tell us. Of course, everything's relative, so there was no other relationship like it that I had in my life or that I had witnessed anyone else. And while it's difficult to articulate in a few short minutes, I know that a lot of people in this room know exactly what I'm saying. When he'd catch my eye in the rearview mirror of the car and say, "I love you, sweetheart," he'd come and pop into the room when we're playing Crash Bandicoot, just to tell us that he loved us. And any random silence throughout the day would be broken by Dad saying, "I love you, honey." And it wasn't until I met my husband that I understood what it meant to love like Dad loved. We welcomed our children and I finally understood how it felt to love with every fibre of my being, where I simply had to ensure that they knew how much they were loved. Every moment of every day, just like Dad did for us. And I realized that while Dad was always showing us and telling us how much he loved us, he also taught us how to love. And for me, this is his legacy that's going to be present in all those future moments. So, while nothing will fully diminish the heartache that Dad didn't quite make it to meet our daughters. I'm confident to know that our daughters and all his future grandchildren will know this love. Dad's all-encompassing, enormous love. And for that, I'm so grateful. I love you, Dad.
Two grandbabies that Tom's not going to get to meet on this earth. And his DNA's in there, so he is going to live on for a very, very long time. Oh, that was a hell of a one. Okay. Before we get Kenny up to share his stories, I've got this lovely little message from Danica. I guess his little adopted daughter. You know, he loved you like his own. So this is a message that she sent to the rest of the family. Hey, my bro and sis. I don't know if this means anything to you, but today I played my grand final for rugby. I know your dad didn't particularly support rugby, but I know he supported us in everything we did in life. So I decided to wear black tape on my arm to remind me of Dad and how much love he always gave me. I played the best game rugby I'd ever played. And I have the shivers telling you about this because I feel he was with me all day today. He was watching over me. He was supporting me. He was loving me. And most of all, he brought the most beautiful weather on your tummy. The sun was shining and his big, beautiful, loving smile was coming down from the rays. Perfectly said, Danica. I love you so much. Just thought I would pass that one on. It was beautiful weather today too, because it is him, this big, amazing man with his amazing smile, this laughter that was infectious. He had a great sense of humour. And I tell you what, I gave a really good hug. That's for sure. Okay, Kenny, it's your turn. And while you look at Kenny, you can see Tom left his mark straight on him.
Thank you all for coming together on this very special day. I'm certain Dad would appreciate the kindness being shared, and you'd be humbled by the love being shown to him today. Today we celebrate the life of our big buddy, a larger-than-life character that would always put you first. Dad was a man with a massive heart. He loved deeply, unconditionally, and without end. He would see past the mistakes he made, treat you with dignity, and offer guidance from a perspective of experience. He truly is the kind of guy that would give the shirt off his back. Dad cared. He was compassionate. He understood. I'm lucky to have such a wonderful dad. He found great pride in being a father. Not only was he an awesome role model to me, my siblings and my friends, but he loved and respected all of his partner's kids. Many of them would still consider their father to this day. He also worked for over 40 years, committed to protecting and supporting our youth and our community at large. That was a great inspiration to me. He taught me a lot about this world. One of my earliest memories is driving up and down the winding mountain road to Lorraine, and we would just camp together, just count as high as we could. Dad would take me to school and be there early enough to help set the classroom. When he collected me in the afternoon, we'd be back late enough to help pack it up. He would say, take pride in your work. Dad would always remind me of my first athletics carnival. I was running dead last in 100 metres, but he said that the smile on my face made me the winner. He taught me how to ride a bike, and I remember thinking, is this guy trying to kill me? Later he taught me how to drive a car, and I'm certain he was thinking, is this guy trying to kill me? He showed me how to respect people. He taught me how precious life is, and he taught me how to catch a snake. In his spare time, he cultured a passion for wildlife conservation. I remember being woken in the early hours of the morning. Dad pulled a handkerchief from out of his chest, and inside there's a baby possum not much bigger than a kelly. He bottle fed it and took it with him to work every day. We raised that little possum so it was big enough to look after itself, and we let it go. Over the years, Dad took me on hundreds of animal rescues, and they're some of my favourite memories. Earlier this year, I was fortunate enough to be a student at the Venomous Reptile Training course, and I was so proud to tell everyone that's my dad. I struggled to put the words together for today. As I reminisce, there are so many lovely things I can say about my dad. As he would often say, hindsight is 20/20. So I'm going to share some words that my sister and I shared with him in cards, and that he kept in a big box full of cards, probably for most of you guys. This is, dear Father, happy Dad's Day. Thank you for always loving and supporting me. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't call on a skill, experience, or knowledge that you have shared with me. I appreciate that more than words can describe. Unconditional love and respect. Kenny? And one from my little sister, Andy. Dear Dad, Happy Father's Day. Thank you for being the most caring and loving dad I could ever ask for. Through thick and thin, you've always been there for me, and I know whenever I need you, you will always be there. God bless you, Lord. So I'm really pleased with that today. It's really thoughtful. I love you, Dad.
You can just see Tom, can't you? Proud, chest out. That's my boy. Oh dear. Is there anyone else that would like to come up and share a story? Well, everyone's welcome for a get together after the service today at the G Beach house thingy used to be. Used to be the Fisherman's Club in my day, and that's changed. And that's where we go, and that's a beautiful time to share your stories. Everyone feels a little bit daunting to come up here, so, oh, we have grandson coming.
I love Poppy and he was a good pop. I'm sad that he wasn't able to meet his third granddaughter. I'm glad that he got to spend the time with both of his sons. I hope he loved my mum and my auntie Amber and Bob. And I'm glad we all got to be there when he was hurting me. I'm glad that lots of people loved him when he died. I hoped he could live a little longer, but I'm sad he couldn't. I'm also sad that he couldn't meet his third granddaughter, but I'm happy that he at least got to know the name. And I'm happy that we were all there when we got to say our last word to him.
He's not a boy short of words either. Again, Tom. That DNA's in there. That's beautiful. I think now we might have a look at some more photos. So Tom's journey on earth has come to an end, and the final chapter has been written. Tom's work here on earth is done. But that doesn't mean that what Tom has meant for us and our lives is done. These memories will live on in us. So let's just sit back and we can watch the photos that are going to spark up a lot more memories for us. And I think the music we've got is Rhythm of My Heart before it's do it.
Somewhere, where the diamond only did, still time. I just swear.
From this moment, life has begun.
From this moment, you are the one.
Right beside me
Is where I belong. From this moment on, from this moment, I've been blessed.
I live only for your happiness.
And for your love, I give my last breath. From this moment on,
I give my hand to you for my heart.
can't wait to live my life with you. Can't wait to start. You and I will never be apart. Stay true. We close to you.
From this moment, as long as I live, I will love you. I promise you this, there is nothing I wouldn't give. From this moment on.
And you're the answer to that best from up above. All we need is just the two of us. My dreams came true. We close to you. From this moment, as long as I live, I will love you. I promise you this, there is nothing I wouldn't give. From this moment, I will love you. As long as I live. From this moment on.
Tom lived. We were glad that we saw his face and felt the gentle pressure of his enormous hands. We cherish the memory of his words and deeds and character. We cherish the memory of his family life, his concern and care, of his loyalty to his family, his place in history. And we cherish his friendship, and most of all, we cherish his love. Just so we can all keep the tears flowing, okay? This is a letter from Brooke. Dearest Dad, the way I feel about you, no words can ever say. Your influence is upon me every second of the day. There is a special closeness I only feel for you. We have a connection, and I know you feel it too. Deep in my heart, I wish you were always together. I hope you know my love for you will always be forever. Okay, so now we're going to place some flowers on Tom's casket. We've got, I'm not know if I'm going to pronounce this song right. Basemo Mucho by Chris on his acting. I bet you're telling I could go that. Tom will live on in your memory, and as you say goodbye to him, it's with thanks for the opportunity of having known this amazing man, for the privilege of having been able to call short but very full 63 years of life. It's with thanks for the enjoyment that he gained from his life, from his family and his critters, and the strays that he used to love like his own. It's with thanks for the qualities that made Tom the happy, caring, honest, loving, loyal, kind-hearted, thoughtful, generous, dedicated, passionate, supportive, inspirational, compassionate, genuine, down-to-earth, wonderful, adoring dad, and the gentle giant that he was. We were very blessed, very, very blessed to have him in our lives. We give thanks for the gifts we have received in Tom, and we give thanks for a life lived with courage, honesty and strength. And as we come to the moment of farewell, part of our grief may be regret for things done or left undone, words said or never said, or moments that never happened. This is time to lay aside all those regrets and to honour the spirit of Tom himself, who would never want you to carry them into the future with you. So let us receive that gift of Tom and go forward in peace. Tom, all these things and more you have given to us. We respect your journey through life with all its realities. May you travel safely into the next part of your journey, and our love goes with you. None of us knows the whole truth about what lies beyond death. Each of us will have our own theories in relation to that mystery. But what we do know at this moment is that the life of Tom, whom we have loved, lives on in us in a multitude of ways. Some of us will find that life within our own lives and memories, and others will experience a sense of presence into the future. To love someone is to risk the pain of parting. Not to love is never to have lived. And the grief which we now experience is the honouring of our love for Tom. Now it's time for us to commit Tom. Most of us believe that our very essence consists of the body and the spirit. And as you say your final goodbye to Tom, it's with the knowledge that his spirit will always be in the heart, mind and presence of all those who knew him and all those who loved him. So fly in freedom into your next journey, Tom. Join the eternal drama of the future with delight, and may your passion for justice stream towards the world in the sound of your laughter. Sing with joy into the universe. May your spirit swing high among the clouds, and your earthly soul hover low to touch us with love. Go in grace and peace, surrounded by our love for you, and carried into the energy for life in the centre of all things. Now let us commit Tom's body to the elements, which are gentle to us at the time of our death. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In the cycle of life and death, the earth is replenished and life is eternally renewed. Go in peace, Tom. Travel safely with our love into your next journey, and embrace your new journey with delight, and be reunited with your loving parents. Be at peace. Even as we grieve this loss, let us commit ourselves to the comfort of those who miss him the most. Let us surround them with our love and comfort. And now let us go into the world, glad we have loved, free to wait for the one we have lost, and free to hold each other in our human frailty, empowered to live a full, happy, and honest life, and to affirm the hope of human existence. Let us leave you today in peace. And as Tom would say, what a life. And as what we would say, what a man. Thank you very much.